All right. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Quite a boring day today. Would you agree? Give me a sec. I just want to take care of this one thing that is itching me on the screen right now. And now it's good. Alrighty. Perfect. So, hi, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful evening and getting ready for the weekend. Chobi, Joe, Leo, Joe, and Chobi. That's it. It seems like we're 4.5 people today. Nobody wants to join. That's all right. We're gonna have a private call today. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. And let's go over this. Regardless of whether you're watching with me live now or later, I tremendously appreciate your time and that you actually come and participate in the community, and all help really goes a long way. So smash the like. That is tremendous help for the channel. And let's get into this. Yeah, I mean, the market is rather dead. We have about 30 minutes to go. We definitely didn't get power hour today at the end of the day, which is quite upsetting. But at least all in all, if we're gonna look at today's price action, we got to close a good gap right there. So we got the chore out of the way, something I was waiting for anxiously. Now we got this out of the way. Unsurprisingly so, we ended up testing that 59.49 just as I predicted, you see perfectly. Now we're testing a remnants of an older gap, if you will, at 59.62, which is what you're seeing right now. As I've predicted, we potentially have some more momentum left in the system, making it all the way to 6. Right, so we're still expecting to see whether that will pan out. And now let's follow up on the price action and momentum and whether that makes any sense of actually happening. So, I mean, 5 minutes is kind of bearish, so we can assume that the rest of the session will be rather bearish, or at least getting stuck, entangled in the 80 area on the stochastic RSI, meaning more or less this uh, what we already got throughout the day, basically this flat price action. So, all in all, not a big, not a big shtick. I mean, all in all, we're still within the same range. Nothing all that crazy. It appears to be very volatile, but it's kind of boring. A nothing burger, if you will. At the end of the day, especially having Nvidia earnings yesterday and not really seeing any results, the markets are not really buying into into yesterday's earnings. Nvidia barely moved. In fact, I just marked this as we were going live. This is basically a completely nothing burger, and the market seems to be actually confused about this, I would argue. We'll get back to this in a second. Let's first go over our regular S&P. So looking at 30 minutes, we are, as usual, in a channel. We're testing our support resistance right now, and probably will be turning around sooner than later, post-testing this resistance, sorry. Turning around into our support area. By the way, I'm sorry, no camera today. I was a little bit rushing and doing a lot of things, and I was not able to take care of the camera. Last second. I hope you guys are appreciating that I'm doing this, because I'm literally starving and my brain is like at half function, but we'll try to make the best out of this. So we're obviously going to test this resistance. We're going to fall to the support probably sooner or later. How do we see that? Through this. Our 30 minutes actually is indicating that we're about to, well, potentially we're squeezing the remnants of this bullish momentum. Let's see what's going on right here on the 45. In fact, on the 45, we're already turning around. We're having that very distinct convergence and divergence. What am I doing? And in fact, as you can already see towards the end of the session, we're getting more dominance from the bearish side. So this sort of indicates that we're potentially about to correct right down here to about our 80 area. And from there on out, of course, if we will continue with this rate, we will end up with a downtrend, which we kind of see start formulating on the 30 minutes, but slowly it is inching on all other time frames. Unsurprisingly so, if you look at the channel on the 30 minutes, and on the 45, we're getting roughly the same thing. So it's basically two time frames are telling us or giving us the same sort of narrative, if you will, right? Look at this beauty. looks perfect. All right, starts to curve in. The curve is flattening there, and we are basically testing this resistance as presented before, while having our momentum kind of come to a cool off. We'll see whether this is going to be persistent, or we'll actually going to be able to finish this off rather shortly. Based upon the hourly, it appears to be that we're more bearish than bullish already. Again, the same sort of hint, but nothing substantial yet. We continue to the 4 hours. 4 hours is iffy because at face value it is bullish, but this is bullish problematic. Those who know understand that if we're surrounded by bearish trends and you finally have an anomaly in between, it probably indicates a longer duration cool off. That's all it is, and which we are seeing signs of on the daily. Weekly still looks as if it is iffy and is not certain of itself, but right now at face value it's bullish. Appears to be testing probably 80 area range on the stochastic RSI sooner than later, giving us that 6,000 as expected. And then we'll be smarter to see, running out of time, as you know, on the monthly, which is the one that matters the most. We're 8 days away, basically this week in a couple of days. Once we run out, we might be seeing that final moment that we are starting to converge to the downside. How persistent it will be, we'll see. These were not persistent, we know, but those who know there's a dirty little hidden secret that is looming over the over all the time frames, right? It's kind of indicating pain in the longer run, if you will, which hardly we have the potential of escaping. So that is what we have. That is S&P, boys and girls. I think we've done the marathon rather quickly. Oh, we're getting bearish. Ooh, ugh, we're getting bearish. But that is still meaningless, because even within the context of everything, it's going to be meaningless, because we've done still nothing today. Great fun, great fun. Today was fun. We didn't do a lot. Okay, we can adjourn the slap. No, I'm just kidding. Damien, hi, good to see you. Blackberry, hi, good, thank you for joining. Christoph, you goddamn legend, thank you for joining. What's up, everyone? We said hello, lovely people. Hope you all brought your element. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I need food. Need some gas in the gas tank. The brain doesn't work anymore. Tingle the bell and slap the like. No, absolutely. I do whatever you want to them. Just make sure they're on, because the stuff matters and helps the channel tremendously, and that's what brings you guys and girls to the channel when I do go live, so you don't miss anything. What do we do now? Do you think QQQ basically closed the gap, or is it still expected to return, close it fully? That is a good question. That is a lovely question that I really like. Let's get rid of this for a sec. That is a lovely question. I mean, let's look at this from an objective point of view. If we are still doing this negative wedge, and we still have upside that we see on the S&P, so potentially, yes, there is some upside. So closing the remainder of this gap is rather easy. Now let's confirm it. What does this say? It says that you are more bullish than bearish, although this is more of a cool off. That means it's not particularly bearish with all full force. But you are still testing 80 territory on your weekly, and your monthly is still in overbought territory. So yes, you could easily still see a correction and a closure of the gap. Yes, absolutely. Let's see, what are we? We are basically sitting right at the, we're testing the level, I see, basically. No, I can't see that. I just went too far. Went too far. He lost track. He went too far. Alrighty. Here it is. Okay, we got that. Let's see. Now, wait, do we still have it though? I'm curious. I am curious. So wait, no, I think. Wait. Hold your horses. Hold your horses, rather. Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. That is gonna get closed to its fullest. Now, these are not under question because if the market corrects downwards, I mean, they are under question. Depends if we will open double gap right there, a gap on top of a gap, and there will have a double hole. But overall, yes, I would argue that the gap on top will be still closed. In fact, I would argue it appears to be that it might even happen tomorrow. It might easily play out into tomorrow, yes. Absolutely, sir. This can absolutely play out while the market will be testing this resistance, which is the median again, absolutely closing this and only then being able to correct to the downside. So yes, sir. Bed Wars, madam. Sorry, I'm this Bed Wars gang thing. It's confusing, madam. What can I do? I'm sorry. Crazy Run, Ionic, or let's take a look. Let's take a look. I do not know what about the crazy thing about the thing. So let's. Can we use this one? Yes, I can use this one freely. It's not taken up by anything important. We said Ionic, right? Ionic. Why are you guys not marked on my thing? It should be marked. Right. Let's look at Ionic. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Now, yes, you are going to correct here sometime soon, right after testing this. So you are doing this, it appears to be. Again, I'm exaggerating with how far I draw out things. I'm so sorry. But ish. Hmm. Mm, that is squeezing it. That is really squeezing it. I'm suspecting that what you're having here is, and I think I've probably said this before, this is going to be a downtrend with a false stop. Well, no, sorry, with a false stop kind of thing ish. If oh my god, I cannot draw to save my own life. Uh, ish. I think I got it right. Ish, ish. Eventually, kinda ish. Right. I'll have to look deeper into this one to find where the line resides and how does it sit. And this is interesting, but I'm suspecting that anything, nothing, not even a chupchik. Not even a chupchik. Right. Of course. What did I expect? Maybe I'm slightly off. Just a little bit. Is that no? Actually, I might have nailed this in the first time. It's phenomenal. Huh. No. Off. Maybe it's not. We'll have to look at this closer. But that is something that you have there. And so wonder. I wonder. Right, it's not gonna adjust at all. What does that? You know what? I'm curious, just out of my own curiosity. I wanna see what fiber tracement will give me on this one. Just I have a feeling, right? Mm-hmm. There's a suspicious feeling right there. Uh-huh. You see, um, this is not good. This is pretty certainly still somewhat a downwards looking. You're gonna like the rest of them though. There's nothing special with Ionic. You said RKLB, right? Rocket Lab, right? RKLB. Rocket Lab. Yeah. Anything? Yeah, probably. No, not even a Chupchik? Come on. Oh, what a shame. Although, it's gonna be on the top. Oh, I hate these. That means it's gonna be inverted upside down. Ah. Why are they so high now? Why are they up so much? What's going on? What is this? What? You're gonna correct. This still is perceived as a gap. You're gonna correct into the gap. I think your current support that you should rely on that is strong enough is probably, what is that? That 16 area ish. That is your strongest choice for right now to rely on ish. 1666 absolutely completely makes sense. In fact, I'm not gonna point out it has nothing to do with what you're thinking. It has to do a lot more with just crazy humans, bored humans actually. um and I'm pretty sure you have this one right there. So very likely this first, if anything, again, unless you're probably having some more bullish right there. So no, it's sketchy, but is it? Can it drag it? Okay, so no, that makes a lot more sense, right? You're probably gonna drag this out, probably, and probably doesn't mean you could actually start correcting tomorrow, but I do think it will drag it out. You will test this, which gives you the higher 22s, and then you will go testing this back again, eventually bringing yourself somehow testing that wedge and downwards. I am suspecting it is not that all far off. You are very, very close. How close? Very close. Very close. And that means you could also do somewhat of a thing like that. More of a, again, don't take it as it can take longer. Just take it as I cannot draw. But you get the idea. These movements are not that prolonged. Oftentimes, yeah, I'm going to get this sort of thing. Testing this. Talk to me again when we hit here, which is 920. It's 20. When you hit 20, let's talk about it again. That's that. Eloy. Mikey, good to see you. Very good. Thank you. come again. Pleasure to meet you. I think you were right about SQ a few weeks back. I do not remember, Maxia. I am sadly just, I analyze as it is, no biases. I don't remember half of this stuff simply because I analyze so many assets throughout the day. It's impossible to remember. Sorry, gotta run to an appointment. Mama, feel good, feel well, take care. Speedy full recovery. I wish you, please. Many things. I only got contract with NASA a few days ago. Gotcha. Purely technicals there. I'm doing what the technical. I'm pointing out what the technicals are already screaming anyways. You know. What is the name of the indicator showing the channel? Are you talking about this channel? This is a linear regression channel. There's a linear regression channel tool. Yes, you find it in the indicators. It's rather simple. I just use a combination of one of them is set to a period, or rather a use of average of 100 candles, or a use of 420 candles. No, it's not a stoner joke. It's something to do with the days. I cannot remember what's the actual reason. I think it wasn't actually 420. I'm suspecting it was like 423, 45 something, and we ended up that we might as well just use 420, and then it is a stoner joke. I'm sorry, but it was that close, and it had something to do with the average of the days we end up using for a moving average for a particular type. So that sort of ends up being the correct one, but that makes sense to me to use when it comes to our linear regression subsequently. So I have two of them crossed over each other. You can see one of them will appear soon. No, it won't, because it's yeah, it did. Yeah, it's being annoying. Here it is. You can see two of them at the same time. One of them takes longer, one of them is shorter. Longer, shorter period, all that beautiful stuff. Yeah. I hope I answered that question. Patreon, my Patreon thingy. Now Christoph landed it in the chat. Now, before I forget, here it is. There is a tier right now. It is a $10 tier, and either once it's full, or either when I decided I want to lock it off, it will be locked off. Here the Patreon is. Patreon doesn't include much stuff. It just kind of recently I did throw and mention that we're having a hangout, but the hangout is done on Discord. All the information is on Discord. The links are right here. But the Discord is 100% private. So that's the lowest tier. Do not join this $20 tier. It gives you all the benefits you need. And well, that's really there out there in our Discord in the community, other than being an Academy member, which is there. I sit with you one-on-one and teach you in-depth techniques, tools, and explain the whole thing. And so that's separate. If you want to inquire about the one-on-one Technical Analysis Academy, you'll have to DM me, direct message me, either through Tom Nash's Discord, because I'm there anyways, and you can kind of get access to me on mine. Just join in, of course, talk to me. You don't have to be a public Patreon member, although it will not grant you access to the various channels. So you're kind of going to be stuck in limbo. So join the Discord without the patronage, only with the intention to talk to me about it. And if you want to ask, that is the link. It's somewhere on the screen right now, kind of like that. You can see how it goes on the top of the screen right now. So yeah, that's the link. Join in, $10 a month, and you get to have all sorts of fun with us, hang out with me pretty much on a daily basis, community exclusive, weekend hangouts, and all sorts of awesome stuff. Great posts, more information, more knowledge, great value. Let me take that off the screen. Let me take that off the screen. Beautiful. Now let's go back to the chat. Vasily, good to see you. Right. Okay, yeah, I've answered that one. Hey, Greg. Fuel cell. Chance of going back to 2030 levels. Let's look at that, Vasilia. I definitely like fuel cell. They are if you will, there are participants in a very, very tight race between various companies to be the winners in the hydrogen sector. Eventually, maybe we'll see in the hydrogen sector can be very big. People underestimate the potential of these companies, and right now we're not looking at objective point of view because, well, the tech is a bit problematic, infrastructure regulation, and we're not looking at cars, we're looking at infrastructure. It's very different. Forklifts, servicing ports, and things of that nature. It's a completely different scale of things. That is not looking good for you at all. I do like hydrogen plays, but this is not looking healthy. So at some point it's gonna, right. It appears to me as a fuel cell is just gonna get more pain for the near-term future. So you have at least what appears to be 2 more months of pain. So this is not great. So it appears to be that you're gonna be moving within this range below. And that is best case scenario. Even if you make that, you are, sir, you are, madam, sir, bottoming there, and it is not great because it's going to be volatile bottom, and it's not even the utter bottom. It appears to be that it might try and establish a support on these levels. It might try and establish a support on these levels right here, right? But you are probably very prone to see the price action still do something akin to this. This is a very, very, very ugly junction, and it's all pointing downwards, very strong. You will have eventually a bullish run, but it seems to me that this one ain't it. It seems like what you're gonna do here is this temporary correction and only then potentially start to pick back up. Right now, you're not able really to truly break through that 20 to go into the body of the stochastic RSI, giving you enough bullish momentum to actually pick this back up towards the 910s. So slow, but if I'm right, over time, if established a proper support at around 5.5, you will be able to see 957, 10, and the vicinity. So it has potential, but this might take some time. Right. That is that. 2030, eventually, sure. I mean, yeah, eventually. Don't ask me about these. Talk to me about 2030 when you see that you establish supports and break through the 1178. So before then, talking about 2030, I'm sorry. This is not, just being, not, I'm sorry. It's what I see. I don't mind looking at IREN unless it's something weird. Which it doesn't look to be anything weird. So let's look at IREN. Remember, the balance sheet of the company or the event that you guys like to mention, oh, this happened, that happened, they only make sense of what we're seeing. Technicals will be showing what they will be showing regardless. That's the beauty of technicals. It's all somewhat priced in or calculated already. Everything, if it's known that then it's priced in. If it's not known yet, that's a whole different story. You are definitely gonna do this wedge. Absolutely, it is just all over the place. So that is, you're gonna do this one way or another. Even if you're gonna slide and slip and slide through in and out, it doesn't matter. Even if you're gonna do this or that, it's still doing the wedge. which, wow, can drag you out, but simultaneously, no, no data, not even a chupchik. Of course, barely have a chupchik here. Um, you're gonna be lucky if you're able to postpone this correction process somewhat simply by retesting the 80 again, going for another convergence divergence, eventually resulting in a correction downwards, which you're already probably starting to see present right here on the weekly. That means it's sooner than later, but that still doesn't mean it's going to be all that bad in terms of the price action when it comes to the asset itself. That could be an indication of that correction that I'm saying, and then a correction very to the downside. So you still have enough juice to go back up, maybe even test this, which if you will, that would be fascinating. That means, well, that's interesting. Basically, now you need to see whether the market will be confined to this sort of wedge formation that you're forming here on these various time frames. Come on, work. You see, you have this wedge that is forming. So what you want to know whether the market is able to break out of it, or which is this, and whether that's going to be just a temporary test. But you basically want to focus on these lines just to give you an idea, on a cleaner idea, so you can get a better view of this thing. Come on. All right, so yeah, what you need to focus on right now, if anything, although it's here, or was it? Is that the time frame really stood out? Yeah, that's you're having a pennant flag here potentially, if I'm not mistaken, which means you're going to be moving within the confines of this thing. Like I said, and yes, you could see yourself driving outwards, but talk to me here. You know, this is very important, because here right now it just indicates that we're just going to have a correction, probably enough. We already can forecast another correction there further out. We can see because it's already on the peak and squeezing it. Ugh. Wedgie. You do the wedgie. What do you think of ACHR? Haven't we just looked at them, Legberry, yesterday? ACHR. It's Archer or something, right? ACHR, I think. Uh, A ACHR, right? Yeah, Archer. Yeah, I see we already looked at this. I was more expecting more of a downwards movement I see here, and while it is actually breaching, going, bananas. Okay, so no, it actually went all the way and above and broke through my expectation. It appears to be, because I think that was my expectation, I think. And so, interesting. Nothing has changed for you. You're just dragging it out. You were, I mean, you, not you, but the asset dragged it out further on. It appears to be sitting on, which actually is resistance support, whatever you want to call it right now. Call it 579, not a joke. I can literally see it through all the noise. It is very easy to see, very easy to spot. Give me a sec. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so The fact that you were able to still break out and sort of go further out, testing this channel, squeezing out this momentum, that's cool. But you're still doomed to go back to that 5. I think what we were able to see was like that-ish. Let's see if I'm getting it right. Yeah, that's the 5 that I've done, and this is the 577, which here it is. And yeah, here it is again. Okay, yeah, sure, cool. Cool beans. Yeah, here you go. You're at resistance 577, support is 5. You still have these ugly channels to completely deviate and sort of give you a different structure, but it appears to be that you're still generally doomed to go at least for now. Look out for this area. That's kind of the area you're probably going to be falling into, if anything. Oh, I shouldn't delete this because this one. But yeah, I think you're going into this beautiful range right there. Sorry. Like that. Testing that beautiful wedgie, and then eventually still down. Nothing changed. It's just you prolong the process. You got a higher high. That's cool. Yep, still going to happen. Let's see. Will happen probably around that. I mean, we're kind of there already. Your D needs to go higher. This K and the D, and the D needs to go a little bit higher, which will bring about potentially. Let's see how quickly your K will go. So yeah, that's it. That is Archer for you. Trying to lay the potential drop on Ionic and RLKB. Once we're going to drop on QQQ and SMP, I understand that the technical for RLKB is stronger, less potential percent drop than for Ionic. Let me think. RLKB more than Ionic. I think so. I'll have to compare the two. Again, join on Discord. We'll do these comparisons. It's a little bit more convoluted, but I think so. I mean, one of them actually, now I'm confusing my own self, but yes, one of them looks worse than the other one, but generally they're very similar, like tremendously. The higher it is, the longer the drop is if the floor is still relatively didn't change. So, yes. Gotta go have a great rest of your day in the Matrix. Damien, thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate you joining us, and thank you, if anything, and have a great evening. Oh, that's a Batman pattern, of course. We have a Batman pattern, Superman pattern, all of the patterns. We do all of the. No, that needs to be like that. We have Batman pattern. It's a flying rat pattern. Or a turkey pattern. You know. Yes. Yes, it's a turkey pattern. Or as we usually call it, crooked ass. Crest of your legend. Thank you very much, brother. That's looking good then. Most of everything is not looking good. If anything, when we finally do find these outliers that actually are positive on the longer run of things, sort of contradicting what we're actually seeing on the overall indices, yes, no, absolutely. Those are really stand out. Then we really get excited. But most of everything right now is pointing the same way. We're far too high. We're able to squeeze just a little bit more, and that a little bit is pretty insane on most assets. But should have that been relied upon? If you're lucky enough to stay and enjoy this, good for you. But again, if I was in your shoes, I would have been running out. And you do you at the end of the day. And if you don't feel like you can run out, nor deal with this sort of headache, nor you know how to do proper technical analysis, then don't. No one says you have to, right? Remember, to drive, you need to have a driver's license, right? But if you do need to get to somewhere, you might as well need to take a taxi sometimes, meaning you don't exactly need to drive in all instances, just the same way you don't exactly need to know technical analysis to understand whether you're fine with this instance or not, and you can take a ride to whatever that destination that you want. In other words, just, chilling and waiting like Tom, sipping on your tea and buying back in, not back in, but rather buying more at a 52-week low and then another 52-week low, whatever, it doesn't matter, still DCAing into it beautifully. And then over the 5, 6, 7 year period, it won't matter. Sure, you might have not gained as much as you could have potentially, doesn't matter, but at least you've gained and a lot and quietly without. What you do gain is the rest. The ease of mind, that is what you gain. So you get only 100% of ROI and 2000% ease of mind, right? That is very important. People undervalue that. You weren't here. Yes. Oh, I see. I see. Well, for me. ACHR, yeah, I mean, there's a couple of people who are interested, and I think we've ended up covering it basically, I think, almost every day throughout the last several weeks that we've done the sessions. I'm not certain whether we do it on a, bi-daily basis, or at this point it's just popping up every day. I don't mind, but remember, I told you guys, it's not like we're really going to get any new results that are that substantial. All we're going to get maybe to look at a newer high and say, oh shit, now it's going to drop. The drop that will be identical in essence, not identical, but rather the low will be identical and just will feel worse. That's all it's going to be. Peace of mind. Yeah, no, Mike, a lot of people prefer to have more peace of mind than the better position. To each their own. That's the beauty of the market. We play out what we choose and find to be more correct. There is the general correct. General correct is make money. Okay? The general correct is make money, apply all the tools you can learn the market to the best of your abilities, measure everything 40 times, cut once, that sort of stuff, right? And it's very applicable and does work. And be consistent. And if you don't know what you're doing, go for the method that requires the least amount of knowing, if you will, which is DCA. And peace of mind, as we said. DCA equals peace of mind. Now that should be on a t-shirt. DCA equals peace of mind. I should write that one down, actually. You know what? I actually am going to. I might actually suggest this as an idea. All right. All right, cool beans. We got that one done. I will try to do more lives with the camera. I do definitely need to get things sorted out. Not always, I cannot promise. Plus, I don't really think you guys need to see my ugly face for analysis. Technical analysis doesn't really get better with the prettier or uglier I am. It doesn't really matter. It's more about the technicals, as we often say. So yeah, that is that. But I'll try to show up on camera just for this to be a little bit more personal, interactive. Since, I mean, why not? People did like it. This is fun. I really enjoy learning it. Absolutely, absolutely. BlackBerry. It is an eye-opening, demystifying process and set of tools, if you ask me. In a stage of aggressive build up of my portfolio. Therefore, I strongly prefer to sell and buy in a lower price and not just DCA. Absolutely. Bedwars Gang, again, that's the beauty. To each their own, right? And the beauty of the community that we present all the possibilities. Anybody and everybody can sort of, judge whether these are applicable or not to them altogether and maybe just do something else altogether, right? We're simply presenting what is familiar to us, our own meandering experiences, and you learn from that. If you do, to each their own, as we said. Unlike a lot of other people, Tom and I actually have worked in the industry for many years in various positions, and we got to see it from within. Does it really change all that much? Maybe just the knowledge, understanding the players better, and understanding the necessity of particular types of knowledge, maybe. But all in all, it is all common sense. I swear, it is all common sense. There's nothing there that eludes the average person. It's just that, funny enough, when it comes to our own money, we become very rational, very emotional, and that's why I often advise people in the community, in my Discord, the students and everybody. I say, guys, when you give your when you sort of analyze something, analyze it through a lens as if you're analyzing this for your kid. You obviously want what's best for your kid, and sometimes because you're the adult, you are gonna wear the adult hat without even noticing. Like, you will inherently approach the problem for more of a mature, more balanced point of view. But when it comes to your own positions, you will not do that for some reason. So I say, approach the question as if it was asked by your child, right? Son, daughter, doesn't matter. And they ask you for advice under exactly the same situation that you guys are at, and give yourself the advice you would give them. Simple. That is the most correct thing to do, because, I mean, obviously, if you're advising your kid to do that, you should do that yourself, right? Unless, I mean, you're not a great parent. That's a whole different problem. But yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, no, Bad Wars, I do know kind of who you are, and we spoke a little bit here and there, which again I advise and recommend you join the community more. Ask these sort of questions in the community where we can analyze them in depth, not here on the live where I can just throw a couple of words and maybe, because we have to continue with whether it is with the tickers, whether I'm time limited, it doesn't matter. One way or another, I do think we can benefit a lot more if doing these sort of things in the community properly, right? And since you do have the access and you're already a Patreon member, use it. You have the access to me. Join in. Write to me. I'll join. If I'm not there, it doesn't mean I will have time. I might be doing something else that is not that important, or maybe I can spare some time and I can sort of juggle this thing and have more of this light-hearted conversation with you, but still contribute some. So yeah, you as somebody who is part of the community, definitely join it, benefit from it, because you already have it, you already subscribe. So why not, right? And you can ask these questions, and I'll gladly discuss this in depth. And we can do comparisons like you want, for example, Ionic. No, absolutely, absolutely. That's what the community is for. What do you mean? What do you mean? Thank me? No need to thank me. By the way, it is, boys and girls, this does not just apply to Bad Wars Gang. It applies to all of you Patreons. Okay, all my Patreons, feel free to, if you think it's harassing, no, it's not. Join in. Let's have a hangout. Let's speak. Let's talk over all the questions. I promise you that there is stuff even I forgot and need to look over again. There is stuff that I don't know how it is in real time and haven't seen it in forever, and we probably should reanalyze it. There's so much to this industry, boys and girls, and you know what? I wish I could say I know everything. I do know a lot. I do have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of well, other abilities, if you will, when it comes to the market and when it comes to the mental fortitude, if you will, and it takes it's more so has to do with time in the market to gain that. But yeah, all of you guys join, and I'll give you whatever I know. You can do whatever you want. Remember, none of it is financial advice. At the end of the day, you're all big boys and big girls, and nobody will manage your portfolio better than you will do that. And I've been saying that forever since I was a junior, and I realized how things work. I kind of adopted this saying that nobody, literally, I've seen the industry from within. You'd think that a lot of these people, I mean, if you're tremendously lazy and you don't do anything, sure, somebody else might manage your money better. Might. And it really does depend on the weather and various other factors. Because remember, these people who manage your money, at the end of the day, you're not their employer. At the end of the day, they work for an institution. And yes, sometimes what the institution wants and what's beneficial for the client is not the one and the same. Just saying. I just joined the community yesterday, looking forward to learn. BlackBerry, join. We are in the Discord. I hope you're on the Discord. Make sure you have your roles set. If you don't, go to the FAQ channel. You have instructions and links and everything you need. And if you can't get it to work, DM me and I will help you out. And yeah, hang out with us. Come in, ask questions. That's the whole purpose of the community. It's 100% private, so it's going to be on Patreons and students of mine only, right? Right now, we do have a small group of people who just sort of got that I would say sort of got in, right? But now most of them are friends and acquaintances from Tom's Discord, and I do believe and hope some of them will become patrons over time to benefit other benefits that they don't get as these partial members, obviously. And it's only $10 a month. Eventually, just gonna be again 20. Right now I have that 20 thing. I don't know if even it's gonna be 20. Maybe it's gonna be 30. Maybe it's gonna be whatever. I know Discords of complete and utter charlatans that don't know anything about the market. I mean, this is not a joke. Charge thousands of dollars for their community in Discord. I'm nowhere near this realm, and I think $10 is something that anybody and everybody can afford for a tremendous amount of knowledge. I mean, this resource, I can't even describe how great it is, and not just because of myself, but because of you as well, because of the other people as well, the other people who can contribute and not another word, their experiences and whatnot. Even with myself as a sort of teacher, if you will. What do you think of quantum computing firms in general? I like, Mike. I think I told you to join in so we can talk about this. Discord, right? But then you asked something a little bit more complicated than this, and now you're asking a very very simple question, and the simple answer to it is yeah. I do think quantum computing have an inevitable place in society in tech. Uh, it could get very problematic. But then again, we're already working on AI and other problematic things. I mean, we have the Hadron Collider that might actually, we don't know. It might, turn the planet into mush, send us hurtling into a black hole. We don't know. We're doing a lot of speculative things, right? So, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be surprised. But I do think that quantum computing at this stage of things have an inevitable place in tech, in society, in our progression and advancement. And so, yes, I do like the branch, okay, if you will, of tech that is quantum computing, and I do see a lot of potential in it. Sooner or later, one way or another, it is borderline inevitable. Dare I say it, inevitable. Got a quick minute for Google? Yeah, sure. Of course. Mike, let's do Google. Although, Mike, I'm sorry that I DM'd you on Patreon. It's just that it was kept on showing me your message from the other account as new, and it kept on driving me nuts. I kept on thinking I have a new message, and I kept on logging in, so I had to send you something, right? So don't stop pretending that it's a new message. If you didn't see it, it doesn't matter. Not important. Just saying. It kept on pretending it's a new message, although I've seen it like, I don't know, a billion times. Obviously, I mean, I've sent you the picture and everything. We discussed this. So. Or rather, I sent you a message about it. Google, Google. But then again, let's do what we do here best. Let's look at the technical analysis, right? Let's analyze this from a technical standpoint and see what we can see. No biases, no bullshit. I mean, all right. So the 45 is testing this, right? So we're having a channel. Oh my God, I cannot draw. Just fuck me. Pardon the French. Definitely a descending trend, so on both ends we're testing that with some slippage. Sure, I get that. Upside completely makes sense. I mean, it wants to test back up here. I'm being, well, yeah, slow, so yeah, here, that's the angle, if anything. Angle of the schmangle. Then obviously you have the ceiling, so it will be properly testing it. Kind of, no, not left, never left. It doesn't never go to the left. It's just my shenanigans. Ignore that. But you're definitely going to be kissing and hugging that ceiling right there in various potential ways, right? Could be. That's what this indicating. This indicating that you still have, I mean, it is sketchy, but it still is probably going to penetrate through your 20 and give you some oversold, giving you some more bottom here before it wants to do that larger run up, or at least, okay, so how does it want to do that? So that's going to be temporary. And does it want to do that? Yes, it does, I think. Yeah. So everything as presented. So it still wants up, but it appears to be that it wants to up through down. In other words, like these. You have some up there, up, down, up. Yeah, pretty much. So it seems like you have a little bit more upwards momentum, right, to build up that structure that you have towards the channel, retest it again, this kind of thing right here, right? But then a deeper correction, and then only then true upside. So yes, it's you're gonna be dragged all over the place. Google looks more positive on the grand scheme of things. I mean, that's what it appears to be. On the 3 months, it's sketchy, but it looks more like a break on the upwards channel. And yeah, Google still goes bullish as all hell. Nothing really changed about Google. It probably will suffer if the market will correct. It will probably suffer, but probably a lot less bad than the worst of them, and you're gonna maybe end up with something like this, the worst case scenario. So Google is actually positive, boys and girls. Yep, Google is positive, looking outwards, and we're not even looking. I mean, we're saying basically what we're saying here, that even if we are gonna have a recessionary period, right? I don't believe we're gonna have depression. Don't say the don't say the D word. I mean, with all due respect, Mr. Trump knows what he's doing. But we're gonna see a recessionary period. That's what I think. And when we do, Google will probably correct. Inevitably, you're probably gonna be testing that resistance, as we said, sort of on that scale of things, which is that's the same one and the same. But on the grand scheme of things, even if you will create a head and shoulders here, which is very indicative right now, it's going to be a positive looking head and shoulders that is going to be looking upside. And yeah, Google is positive, boys and girls. Google is rather more positive than negative. That is Google. Where? Did I miss something? No. Sure, Bed Wars, no problem, pleasure. How missed that? Yes, we done that. CrowdStrike. Let's do CrowdStrike. Yeah, of course. Actually, I want to do CrowdStrike. I want to. I can't even see. Mike. Yeah, just ignore that. If you do, ignore it. It's just a dot. I sent you a dot just so it will quit bothering me. The thing. Patreon is not coded well. I'm just gonna say that. I'm curious about CrowdStrike myself. I have a curious mind when it comes to CrowdStrike. I do think CrowdStrike have potential, and since we had that horrible correction on CrowdStrike based upon that crash that we had with CrowdStrike all over the planet, and I said this will recover eventually and probably a very good spot to start buying in, dipping your toe, and we're seeing that. But at the same time, as sad as it is, we are getting closer to the parking lot, if you will. That means we're going to probably see a slowdown soon. We're still testing that range just as... I just moved something, and that is not something I want to move. Alrighty. So we are... yeah, no, absolutely. You probably have here... What is that? It's like 370. Okay. You can make it 370 easy. Maybe even on like a really good day, do like a 380 and maybe even form a wedge here. But nothing changed. You're still gonna go down, testing this area, right? So the view right now, it is this. That is your view. Of course, that does not mean it's gonna be flat there. It can be like that, which probably will. Talk to me when you hit 370 again. And I suspect, and I mean, yeah, don't be that surprised if you do hit 370 and the market still is permissible. You will get to 397. It's not that far off from possibility. It's definitely close enough, and you can maybe even start making that wedge instead. That lower one that I thought you might at 380, establishing a resistance support channel area here like that, because that is a bottom of something, I suspect. Let me see. Is that a bottom of something? Yes, it is. You see, that's a bottom of something. What is that something? Yeah, it's 380. That, boys and girls, is, call it a 380. You see? You see how beautiful this is? It is a 380. Why is it there? Many reasons, probably. Alrighty. Bam. That is you. 380, 397. 397, you might as well call it 400. I mean, I have to admit it. So, yeah, you might as well call it 400. Done. Yeah, that's you. But yeah, I can easily see how you break through these channels and make a wedge there or something. So, not a big not gonna surprise me at all. Absolutely, Mike and Mike. My pleasure. Both mics. All the mics. All the mics and the Alexes we have here, because we have probably many. Mike seems to be the very dominant name. Mike and Mike and Alex. Yeah, Mike and Alex. I think. Yeah, Mike and Alex are definitely the most dominant names in the community. So I'm not gonna be surprised if I have 10 more Mikes in the background and 5 more Alexes. No, just kidding, just kidding. Much love to all of you boys and girls. I am very, very, very hungry to the point of drooling, and my brother is always cooking something, and I'm just about to just bite the table, the mic, or something, because I'm just starving at this point, and you can hear my brain is not functioning anymore. I struggle to remember words. I lost my wordy words. And that is a good sign that it's time for me to sign off and go eat, because otherwise I will starve to death, and nobody really wants that. We've closed the gaps as I wanted, and I'm not going to be surprised if the market will sooner or later start turning around and getting ready to climb downwards, although we might test 6,000 beforehand. That could be a thing. That's it, boys and girls. You all have a wonderful night. See you on the Discord. And remember, Patreon does not include... I'm not gonna... None of the activities, just to be clear, so there's no confusion here. And I keep on saying it and repeating. There is... The activities, all the activities will take place in the Discord itself, on the Discord. calls, whatever, one-on-one, hangouts, all of it on Discord. So Patreon is more of a gateway thing. Once you sign up on Patreon, make sure you make your way into Discord, and then you go to the FAQ channel, which is, let me show you right here. Okay, see, this is my beautiful server, how it is all beautiful like that. And you go to the FAQ channel and you scroll up a little bit here, and you have description and instructions on how to connect everything. And yeah, these channels are visible by everybody when you join before you get all your roles set up. Rules: I just have to have a channel, FAQ, instructions, all very simple. YouTube member, Patreon member, doesn't matter. Both have access to. Of course, I do prefer Patreon. It really helps, and I mean, really superior in so many different ways. And yeah, we hang out here on the open forum and the one-on-one. This is for the sessions and various other challenges, and a lot of work in progress. I'm actually working on the notes and the stuff for the academy members that sort of completes and helps them to shake off some rust if they forget something. And memes, open chat, and all sorts of wonderful things. I even post music I like so other people can enjoy and listen to it. It's the jukebox. That's it. Boys and girls, join me on the Discord. Have a wonderful evening. I will probably have another live tomorrow. Again, remember, if I'm not going live, it's not because I don't want to. It's probably because I'm busy or something crazy like that. But just for you all to know, I'm just now starting to get sort of stuff monetized and blah, 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 which is also very, very slow and all this. So really remember, I'm really doing this because I love this. I mean, any other normal human being right now would be just eating instead, I promise. I really love hanging out with you guys. I really love having a community, discussing these topics, presenting my ideas. I'm not, some people like to, say that as a attention whore sort of thing, or, I'm not a fan of the attention as much as I like the community factor of it. And it really does, it's a big factor of things. So just as much as you guys thank me for this stuff, I am tremendously, seriously, not even a joke, completely for real, from the core of my soul, not even from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate, because the bottom sounds bad, that you guys hang out and join in and ask questions and all of your participation and the kind words, all of it. Absolutely. This is something I would be missing if I wouldn't have that. So, yeah, thank you, boys and girls. Much love. I respect you a lot, Greg. Love you too, Greg. I love you all. Thomas, Mike, Leo. No joke. I mean, you guys see, I don't have to put all that much effort. A lot of YouTubers and a lot of these sort of people don't put half of the effort, and maybe that is what's so attractive about. I don't know. I'm not that sort of person. I just do what I feel like doing, which is hanging out with the people, saying my truth, even if not everyone likes it. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's me. Like it or leave it. All right, boys and girls, final goodbye. I'll see you in the community. Have a wonderful evening, night, morning, whatever you have, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye.